So you don't remember anything while the shots were being fired?
Not much. I mean, we're all in a panic, so we didn't really have much time to look at who he was or what he was doing.
What did you do next?
I honestly don't know how we got out of there. The next thing I can fully recall is a policeman rushing me towards an ambulance. And that's when I looked down and saw the blood streaming down my leg.
You were shot?
Grazed in the shin. That's when I blacked out.
What did you do after Pine Hills?
I went to college, and after junior year, I started having these panic attacks. It went on for like 6 months before the doctors told me I had to take a break.
And how do you feel today?
It took a long time, but one day it was just out of my mind. I guess all the doctors I saw and all the seminars I went to really paid off. Vic, you okay?
Yeah. Shall we continue? Go for Vic?
Hey, you gotten there yet?
Yeah, I just got here.
The news. Now, this is the thing that's gonna make the book. The press is eating this up.
I understand.
I should hope so. Call me when it's finished.
No problem. I won't let you down. Mr. Wallace? Sam? Sam Blaine?
Smoking this cigarette is the most peaceful thing I'll do all day. So if you don't mind, I'd like to finish it.
No problem. I just wanted
In
to...
silence. You're Epstein?
Yeah, I'm here for the interview.
Been putting it off for 10 years. Better late than never. Want to come in?
Yes, please.
Something funny?
Just out there, you said smoking a cigarette was the only peace and quiet that you got in a day, and you're lighting another one. Just thought it was funny.
You're a writer, all right. Notice the small things. Aren't you a little young to be a writer?
Yeah, I get that a lot.
I bet. Shouldn't you be waiting tables this early in life?
Well, I wasn't comfortable with working in the bistro forever.
In all seriousness, how does someone like you get a book deal so young?
Hard work, luck. Shall we begin? You've been called the hero of the hills. How has that title affected you?
Hero of the hills. Almost like a frontier hero. Almost rugged. As you can see, there's nothing rugged about me.
And how did you deal with all that attention?
It was confusing. No one wanted to know anything about me before, and all of a sudden everyone was paying attention to me. It was overwhelming. I even had some people praying for me. It certainly was weird.
Now, witnesses say In the cafeteria, you screamed Hector's name and you were charging...
Stop. Vic. You really believe that story?
What really happened?
Creech came into the room, firing all around the cafeteria. I ducked underneath the table, stayed there a solid minute before he started going back to the entrance. He was just wandering around, not paying attention to anyone, just firing. I got up and he just started shooting randomly. Ducked underneath a seat. We all did.
Now, Sam, I'm not here to upset you. I just want to get the facts straight.
Sorry. After you've heard this story told so many times, you get a little emotional when it's misrepresented.
Would you like to go on record?
Perhaps it's time I set the record straight. Then I kicked over a trash can. People like to say I did it on purpose, that I did it intentionally. Truth is, I acted out of impulse. He turned around and went back to the entrance. So I ran like hell down a deserted hallway and turned the corner. And there he was. He just stared at me. So I saw some pencils on the ground, so I picked them up and threw them down a second hallway. That startled him. He started walking faster down the hallway, so I turned around and ran the way I came. But he turned around, and I looked back. We locked eyes. I panicked. I ran down the hall. He started firing. Next thing I know, the SWAT team is coming towards me. So I pushed myself up against the wall and they tackled him to the ground. His gun fell to the side. He didn't struggle. He didn't yell. He just stared at me.
Did you know him?
Yeah. Yeah, I knew him.
And how have you coped with it since?
I don't. I regret it.
Regret what?
I should have killed him. I should have walked over there, grabbed the gun, and killed him. Don't tell me you never thought the same.
Never.
Wrong! Don't sit there and act like you never wanted to see him fry. Everyone likes to pretend they're so self-righteous that they never thought the exact same thing one time or another. The only difference is, all you guys learned forgiveness.
I remember anger, Sam. I remember pain. But at the end of the day, it's not worth it. And if you were so angry, why didn't you kill him at the courthouse today? I saw you there.
You never answered my question. How did you get this deal? Did you say you were there? Or that you could just get an interview with me? Any more questions?
Yes.
Didn't think you'd be here.
The story wouldn't be complete without a visit. I didn't get shot. I was here, but I wasn't shot. My friends and I ran out that exit when we heard the noise. And I'll never forget that sound. But we waited out here for about 30 minutes before they started bringing people out. I saw my friend Michael. He was being carried out by a police officer. He was holding his stomach, and blood was starting to come over his hand. But he died before they got him to the hospital. And I will never understand what you went through. But every day I wonder why it wasn't me. But I guess everyone thinks that. It's because it's true. When you survive something so traumatic, you can't help but wonder, why me? Why Michael? Why did Michael have to die? You know, he had everything going for him. He was actually going to be a journalist. And now when I think of Michael, I don't think of a young man that wanted to be a journalist. I think of another name that I wrote down in my book. And I thought this book would help. But it's actually just a constant reminder of something I just can't put away.
You know, I never got over it. Why do you think I'm here? No one ever gets over this kind of thing. You know, but we're still here. So you learn to deal with it. I've dealt with it for 10 years. Okay, and I'll deal with it for another 10, and another 10, and another 10 after that, because that's the reality, Vic. No one ever truly recovers.
Have you ever heard of George Gershwin?
No.
He was a band leader. He wrote Rhapsody in Blue. And when he died, someone broke the news to a friend of his. He waited a minute before replying. I don't have to believe that.
care, except the faces that